The January transfer window is starting to gather real momentum around Ibrox, and there is a strong sense that the coming days could define how Rangers approach the second half of the season. With the title race tightening and pressure building week by week, the focus has shifted firmly onto recruitment and squad balance, especially in attacking areas, and there is a clear understanding that movement is expected both coming in and going out, and that balance is something the club is actively trying to manage before the window shuts. One of the main talking points centers on the future of Danilo, a player whose situation has drawn increasing attention. Interest from abroad has intensified, with a club from Cyprus stepping forward to test Rangers' resolve with an offer for the striker. At the same time, aside from the Netherlands, is also monitoring the situation closely, keeping tabs on his availability and potential price. That combination of interest has naturally fueled speculation among supporters, particularly after his recent appearance and celebration, which some interpreted as a possible farewell moment. Whether that reading proves accurate or not, it is clear that Danilo's name is firmly in the mix as Rangers look to reshape their forward options. The idea of Rangers adjusting their attacking line is not coming out of nowhere. There has been a growing sense that the squad needs fresh energy and different profiles up front, especially with the demands of domestic competition increasing and little margin for error. If Danilo does move on, even temporarily, it would open the door for reinforcements to arrive, and that is where the wider transfer picture starts to connect. Rangers are not simply reacting to interest in their players, but actively trying to position themselves to strengthen where it matters most. Another player drawing attention is Gasama, whose performances and potential have not gone unnoticed across Europe. An approach arrived from France involving a loan structure with a future obligation, but Rangers were quick to push that aside. The message from the club appears to be clear. They are not interested in short-term arrangements that risk undervaluing a player they believe still has significant upside. Despite mixed opinions among sections of the support, there is a strong belief internally that he remains a developing talent who has yet to fully show his best level. Letting him go without a serious permanent offer on the table does not fit the current strategy. The interest itself speaks volumes about how Gasama is viewed beyond Scotland. Clubs do not make moves, even preliminary ones, unless they see value and potential. Rangers rejecting that proposal reinforces the idea that they are trying to shift away from loan deals that benefit others more than themselves. The priority now seems to be either keeping hold of key prospects or ensuring that, if they do depart, it is on terms that genuinely strengthen the club financially and competitively. While outgoing situations continue to attract headlines, attention has also been fixed on a midfielder. Rangers have been pursuing aggressively. A bid worth €3 million was lodged in the hope of securing his services, signaling clear intent from the club. However, progress has been slower than anticipated. His current side are reluctant to sanction a sale at this stage, largely because they have yet to line up a suitable replacement and are also conscious of the possibility of commanding a higher fee later in the year. That stalling has created a familiar transfer window scenario where all parties are weighing their options. Rangers are keen. The player himself is open to the move and reportedly pushing for it, but the selling club are standing firm for now. It is a situation that could drag on right up to deadline day, especially if circumstances change or pressure increases. From a Rangers perspective, It represents a frustrating pause in what they hope will become a key addition, particularly given the desire to add athleticism and depth in midfield. Elsewhere, plans have already been disrupted by developments south of the border. Rangers had been monitoring a midfielder from Sunderland for some time, viewing him as a strong candidate to bolster the middle of the park. However, that pursuit appears to have hit a major obstacle, with another championship side moving quickly to secure his signature. The deal has progressed rapidly, and indications suggest the player is now on the brink of completing a move that would effectively rule out a switch to Glasgow. This setback underlines how competitive the market becomes late in the window. Rangers are not operating in isolation, and when opportunities arise, clubs must act decisively or risk missing out. The midfielder in question had built an impressive record earlier in his career, featuring regularly and wearing the armband during a successful promotion campaign. Despite that pedigree, changes at his club reduced his role this season, limiting his minutes and making a move away increasingly likely. For Rangers, missing out feels particularly disappointing given the groundwork that had already been laid. The need for reinforcements is not being exaggerated. It is rooted in the reality of a demanding title challenge where depth and consistency can make all the difference. With rivals maintaining pressure and little room for slip-ups, every addition takes on added importance. As the clock ticks down on the window, Rangers are now being forced to reassess and pivot. Alternative targets are being explored across different leagues, and there's a sense that the recruitment team are working through multiple scenarios simultaneously. Defensive options, developmental prospects, and creative attackers are all part of the conversation as the club looks to cover immediate needs without losing sight of the longer-term picture. What is clear is that this final stretch of the window is shaping up to be pivotal. Decisions made now will influence not only the squad for the remainder of the season, but also the overall direction Rangers are trying to take. The ambition to compete, to improve, and to keep pace in the title race remains strong, and the coming days promise plenty of twists as Rangers navigate a crucial period in their campaign. As attention turns further down the list of targets, the urgency inside the club is becoming more obvious. With just a short window of time remaining, Rangers know they cannot afford to hesitate. The failure to land one midfield option has sharpened the focus on alternatives, and conversations are now intensifying across multiple markets. There is an understanding that flexibility will be key, both in terms of profile and league, as the club looks to find players who can slot in quickly and contribute immediately. One area being closely monitored is fullback, particularly on the right side. Rangers have been assessing options in the championship, where one defender has emerged as a realistic possibility. His club are currently battling near the bottom of the table, and financial pressure combined with sporting uncertainty could create an opening. From Rangers' perspective, the appeal lies in his physicality, experience at a demanding level, and ability to cope with high-tempo matches, traits that are considered essential given the intensity of domestic competition. At the same time, Rangers are also casting an eye toward the Scandinavian market, where a young central midfielder has been flagged as a long-term project. He is viewed as someone with significant upside rather than an instant starter, but the belief is that integrating such profiles alongside more established players can pay dividends. Rangers have a history of developing talent from that region, and the club's recruitment staff are confident in their ability to identify players who can adapt to the Scottish game. Behind the scenes, the manager's personal network is also playing a role as the window enters its decisive phase. Strong relationships built during previous spells abroad have opened informal channels of communication, particularly with clubs at the top level of European football. While nothing concrete has emerged publicly, those connections have naturally fueled speculation about potential loan opportunities involving younger players seeking minutes at a high-intensity club. One such area of discussion has been the wide positions where Rangers are keen to add pace and creativity. The squad has options, but consistency has been an issue, and the feeling is that competition for places could raise overall standards. A technically gifted winger from Spain has been loosely linked through these personal connections, though any deal would depend on timing, squad space, and financial structure. It remains a delicate balancing act, especially with outgoing business still not fully resolved. The possibility of Danilo leaving continues to hang over proceedings, and that situation alone could dictate the shape of the final days. Should a move be agreed, Rangers would almost certainly look to replace him either with a direct alternative or by spreading resources across multiple positions. His departure would not simply be about numbers, but about recalibrating how the forward line functions, particularly in terms of movement and pressing from the front. Supporters are well aware that this is not a straightforward window. The pressure of a title race changes everything, narrowing margins and magnifying every decision. Rangers are operating under scrutiny, knowing that each signing will be judged not only on potential, but on immediate impact. That reality is influencing how cautious, yet determined the club are being as negotiations continue. Financial considerations also play their part. Rangers are keen to avoid short-term fixes that compromise future planning, a lesson learned in previous seasons. This is why loan offers without meaningful guarantees have been pushed aside, and why permanent deals, even if more complex, are being prioritized. The aim is to emerge from the window stronger, not just for the next few months, but for seasons to come. There's also an awareness that squad harmony matters. Bringing in the right characters, players who understand the expectations and pressures that come with wearing the shirt, is seen as just as important as technical ability. Rangers want individuals ready to buy into the challenge, embrace the intensity of the fixtures, and handle the scrutiny that comes with chasing silverware in Glasgow. As the deadline edges closer, communication within the club has intensified. Scenarios are being mapped out daily, with contingency plans ready should certain deals collapse or suddenly accelerate. The recruitment team are juggling multiple conversations at once, fully aware that the landscape can change in a matter of hours. Patience is required, but so is decisiveness, and finding the right balance between the two is the challenge facing Rangers right now. From the outside, it may feel like a period of uncertainty, but internally, there is a sense of controlled urgency. Rangers know what they want to address, they know the profiles they are targeting, and they know that the next few moves could shape the rest of the campaign. With pressure mounting and expectations high, the coming days are set to test the club's planning, resolve, and ambition as this crucial transfer window continues to unfold. Beyond the immediate recruitment plans, there is also a wider strategic conversation happening about how Rangers manage momentum through the second half of the season. The demands of domestic football, combined with the mental pressure of a tight title race, mean rotation and depth are no longer luxuries but necessities. Every additional option brought in now is viewed through the lens of availability, durability, and adaptability, qualities that become increasingly important as fixtures pile up and margins grow thinner. Another factor influencing decision-making is the evolution of the squad's playing identity. Rangers are looking for players who can maintain tempo, press aggressively, and move the ball with purpose, rather than simply adding numbers. That philosophy narrows the pool of suitable candidates, but also explains why the club are willing to walk away from deals that do not fully align with their vision. The focus is on cohesion and clarity, ensuring that any new arrival enhances the collective rather than disrupting established patterns. And there is also recognition that January signings often come with an adjustment period, particularly in Scotland. The physical nature of the league, the pace of matches, and the expectations of the support can catch players off guard. Rangers are therefore prioritizing profiles they believe can cope quickly, whether through previous experience in similar environments or through attributes that translate well to the Scottish game. That approach is designed to reduce risk at a critical stage of the season. All of this feeds into a broader sense that Rangers are approaching the final days of the window with intent rather than panic. While setbacks have forced changes in direction, they have not derailed the underlying plan. The ambition remains clear, the need for reinforcements is understood, and the club are positioning themselves to make decisions that serve both the immediate push for success and the longer-term stability of the squad as the campaign moves into its decisive phase. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Whispers around Ibrox suggest the Rangers board have quietly put the brakes on a proposed move for a striker valued at around $5 million, a decision that has set tongues wagging across the Scottish football scene. Sources close to the club reckon the deal had gathered momentum behind the scenes, with scouts impressed by the forward's physicality and eye for goal, but the hierarchy ultimately decided the numbers didn't stack up. The talk is that the gaffer was keen, viewing the player as a statement signing who could add a different edge to the attack. Yet, the directors are said to be holding firm on financial discipline, wary of upsetting the wage structure and cautious about committing a sizable fee in a market that still feels unpredictable. There's a sense the club would rather bide its time than be rushed into a splash that could limit flexibility later in the window. Insiders hint that concerns went beyond the transfer fee alone. The full package, wages, bonuses, and agent demands, apparently raised eyebrows, with fears it could set a precedent difficult to rein back. In a dressing room where balance is prized, there's speculation the board felt a marquee arrival might unsettle the harmony that's been carefully built among supporters. Reaction is mixed. Some feel Rangers should be gone for the jugular, backing ambition with hard cash. Others accept the need for prudence, trusting that smarter business can still deliver quality without breaking the bank. There's chatter that alternative targets are being lined up, including loan options or younger prospects with sell-on potential. For now, the veto has become the latest talking point, a reminder that at Rangers, every big decision is weighed heavily. Whether this cautious call proves wise or missed opportunity is a question that will linger, fueling debate long after the rumor mill moves on. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, Stay tuned